Good morning. Oh, yay! Wow. I'm not sure what that is about, but affirmation. Everyone should experience that today, I hope. Welcome, everyone, to this gathering of SSUC, where we're spiritual seekers united in community. 24 years ago, we embraced that identity as an affirming congregation within the United Church of Canada, the first to do so in the province of Alberta. And we've walked with pride with each other in our affirming identity ever since. And in doing so, we commit each and every time we gather and in every single thing we do to be a community of welcome and acceptance and of safety for gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, non-binary, queer, questioning, intersex, heterosexual persons, all together to journey with one another. So today we celebrate and affirm our commitment to diversity, our commitment to inclusion, and loving acceptance. We should feel affirmed no matter who we are today. We should take seriously what we see on our signs around the building, on our screens, and in spoken words when we say that all are welcome, and not just welcomed, but accepted just as you are and affirmed. So, as we gather today, we are going to hear those words again, but spoken by you in the beautiful way that a few years ago this was put together into our SSUC welcome video. Some faces we love, some faces that we miss, and some beautiful voices sharing the message that will always be our message.
Welcome to SSUC.
Spiritual Seekers United in Community.
We are an inclusive community seeking to live out a more just and generous spirituality.
We believe spirituality isn't about doctrines and beliefs demanding agreement,
but is about living fully and loving deeply.
What unites us is our desire to create community where all belong.
Where we're all safe to be ourselves.
Where we can question and ponder and seek meaningful lives.
We affirm that what matters most is who we are.
How we treat each other.
How we work to make our communities better.
We welcome the entire human family.
All ages, all colors, all abilities.
All cultures, all genders, all sexualities.
All religions and traditions, or none.
So if you are curious and have come to see.
If you are tired and have come to rest.
If you are grateful and have come to share.
If you are journeying and have come to grow.
If you are wounded and have come to heal.
Welcome.
Welcome.
If you are joyful and have come to shine.
Welcome.
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 Welcome. Welcome home.
So whether we call this place home as a spiritual community now or not, maybe not yet, whether we find ourselves at home in this land here in the Edmonton area or in Saskatoon or wherever you happen to be joining us online today, wherever is home, we gather with gratitude for the land and for the people of this land. The reality that this is ancient and beautiful space. And we're grateful for our place, our home, cared for by the Indigenous ones of Central Alberta, the Cree people, the Papas Chase First Nation, the Métis, among many others. And so, as we've come before, we come again in gratitude and in hope for a new and better relationship with the land and all her peoples, committing to work daily toward an attitude of reconciliation and partnership. This is our community candle. We never forget when it's lit that, like this light, we are connected fiercely with each other. It's a single flame, yet connected in chemistry and composition with every light. The same might be true of us, each of us unique, and yet connected with everyone, part of one circle, one community, one world. So whenever it shines, let's remember that we too shine in our own ways, just as we are. And let's experience that connection together whenever we gather in a place that welcomes us with open arms. So may this light draw us into our circle today and be inspiration as the choir sings about those many lights.
With shining inspiration, we
Okay, time for all ages. If anyone wants to come to the carpet, you are invited and welcome. Come on, lots of space. I have a book to read to you today, and I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But I want, first, before I read this book, to ask you to look at some of the pictures, and I'll point out some of the things, and see if any of it looks similar or different from what you see when you come to church, okay? This is called A Church for All by Gail E. Pittman. Pictures are by Laurie Fournier. Sunday waking. Do you eat breakfast on Sundays? I do. Silly question, Chris. Talking about. Day is breaking. Look, we have two people coming. They're walking down the street, down the stairs. They're holding hands. They might be friends. They might be girlfriends or partners. They might be married. They might be a lot of things. Who knows? Let's see if we can find out here. Let's go to our church for all. There's lots of people walking down the street. Church bells ringing. Do we have church bells in our church? I don't think we have church bells, no. It's okay. Every church is different. That's okay. Joyful noises. What do you think are the joyful noises in this picture? People? They're laughing? Are they giggling? Yes, look at these two friends here giggling and hugging each other. Some of the adults are, what are they doing to each other if they're standing apart? Talking, singing, waving. Wow, lots of things. Okay, next page. Choir singing. Did you just hear a choir singing in here? Yeah, we did. Did they look like this? No, they don't wear robes like that. Oh, they don't want to wear robes like that. What else do we see? Laughing voices. Ooh, look at this. Lots of people laughing. Candles glowing, banners flowing. Do you see any candles?
Yeah. Everywhere.
Look over there. Look over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you meant in the pizza.
Oh, yes, you're right. But in the room, we've got lots of candles and banners. We have banners flowing on the walls, hanging over there. Come enter our church for all. Weak and healthy. Neat and messy. Look, we can be all kinds of people that come to church, right? Poor and wealthy. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Plain and dressy. Doesn't matter how you dress. All embracing, spirit gracing. Each one at our church for all. What do you see?
I see a sign that says love, peace.
Yes. Love, peace, joy. Very good. Yes, that is wonderful. There's all kinds of signs about love and peace and welcome. What else do you see? What's this and this? Rainbows. Yes.
The other side, I think it says it's.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that word is. Anyway, doors are open to all. Yes. I see some rainbows around here. Some pride flags. Bodies wiggling, mummies reading. Does this happen sometimes in here? Yes. Children giggling, daddies pleading. That happens sometimes in here. What do you think they're pleading about? What do you think they're asking their kids to do? Who knows?
Asking their kids to stop wiggling.
Stop wiggling. Sit still. You don't have to sit still in here. That's okay. Toddlers flailing, babies wailing. That happens sometimes. There's room at our church for all. Hands receiving, hands connecting. What are people doing here? They're holding hands or shaking hands, aren't they? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like this one. Look at this. This is a really kind of caring hug. You've got their hands on each other's shoulders there. Hearts believing, hearts accepting. Different people being at church in different ways. Feel the Spirit. Can you hear it? Oh, look, the choir's singing again. Oh, look, and people playing instruments. People play instruments around here sometimes, eh? Yeah, piano, and look, Catherine's on the bass today. It's here at our church for all. Look at this one. I like people are holding hands. Oh, that's the end. Now, I just wanted to talk to you about this book because this is really fun. This author, Gail, she's the woman who wrote this book. And she was living in a city called San Francisco. And her friend said, "You've got to come to my church with me once." She says, "I don't know. I don't really like going to church because the churches I've been to in my life have been kind of mean to me. They didn't like who I was. They didn't like who I loved. And they thought that maybe Gail is a woman. Gail loved another woman. And they thought that she shouldn't be around because she should maybe love a man or something like that. So Gail didn't like church because they weren't very nice to her. But her friend said, "No, come. It's different. It's different here." And they went to a church called Glide Memorial. And they went to that church in San Francisco, and she saw rainbows, and she saw people welcoming and hugging and saying hi and giggling and all the things we saw in this book. And do you know what happened? Her friend told her that it would rock your world if you came. And so she came, and she went, and you know what? It rocked her world. It totally surprised her. It amazed her. It was incredible. People loved her for who she was, just the way she was. She didn't have to change. She could be who she was and love who she wanted. And so she wrote this book about that experience. And I had us looking at all the ways that maybe we recognize some things in this book from around here, because I think that this church is kind of like that. That you are allowed to be you, and you are welcome. It's the church for all. So we mean it. That's what we're celebrating today when we have our affirming anniversary. Those are big words, but it just means we're celebrating that we are a church for all people. And you can be hurt, or you can be sad, or you can be happy, you can be joyful. All of those things you're allowed to be, and you're welcome here. So to celebrate, I made a crown. It is a rainbow. It's a rainbow crown. Do you like it? Do you like it? Oh, good. Thank you. This morning it wasn't quite good enough, so I added clouds. So I knew that I had a feeling that you might like my rainbow crown. So in kid spirit, you get to make your own. Yay! And not everyone leave, please. But I will understand if you'll want rainbow crowns too. So thank you for sharing this story with me, and have fun celebrating our church for all. Okay? All right. Let's go to Kid Spirit. Look, Daisy and Ariane are there. They're waiting. Could someone deliver this to Daisy and Ariane? I think they might want the crown to look at. It takes a village. We have a few invitations this morning and a few updates and all that good stuff to help us feel connected and know what's happening in the life of our community. I want to first start by saying that, well, I should show you. You know, this wonderful T-shirt with our wonderful tree logo, all colorful. These shirts have been sadly and really, unfortunately, hidden in a box in the office for some time. But they are available to you to have, to be proud of this community. There's a table out there that you can get your shirt. There's also a purple one, too. Is anyone wearing a purple one? No? Okay. I did that all without my microphone because I took my jacket off. Well, we don't want those T-shirts to be a secret, so you can have one. Okay. Oh, so it's our Affirming anniversary, and that means that please stay afterward for treats. Cake, fruit, Nanaimo bars. Oh, that one got a reaction. I'm sorry, there's no proteins. We don't celebrate that way. Please stay for cake. We'll set some tables. We'll visit. We'll connect. We'll make sure that we have a chance to be community with each other. I think we know these two, Nancy and Dawn, who we feted so well last week. Thank you. This is a huge thank you to all of those who made last week's party and celebration possible. That was an effort of many, many people. So thank you to all of you who participated in that, and thank you for those who were here, for those that were watching online. It was a lovely day, and I know that many of you have seen Nancy and Dawn's thank you in the messenger from Friday. If you haven't, go to our website and read that. It's a lovely message from Nancy and Dawn. And speaking of changes and transitions, I want to invite you to consider two possible sessions if you feel like that is something that you might need. We are really very good at connecting and caring for each other in this community. It's one of our strengths. And it goes without saying that we're experiencing loss. And we will continue to experience loss as we've said goodbye to such a significant part of our ministry team in Nancy. So in that way, we will, as we always do, support one another in that. If you need a listening ear, if you want to talk about kind of those feelings of loss, of sadness, of grief, if you want to talk about the associated feelings with that about the future, about uncertainty or fear or excitement, this would be a place to do that. And so I invite you to choose either Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening as a time that we can get together just to support one another in that and to have each other's backs and shoulders as we share with each other. If in either of those sessions, if we decide that there's a really great thing happening and we want more, we can plan for more. But this is a start. So if you'd like to encourage each other or feel a bit of encouragement, please consider one of those two times on Wednesday. Singles, young adults, families of all shapes and sizes, please consider another one of our dinner and games nights. It's coming up on Friday, February 17th at 6. We'll provide dinner. You provide the games and maybe a few bucks in the basket if you're able, and we'll just have a good time together. I want to talk very briefly about Alison Brooks Starks, because we're going to affirm and celebrate her. Alison's most recent article in the Broadview magazine was released yesterday. It's out there. It's the top of the website. Please read that. Not only is it a fantastic, affirming story about a piece of gay history in not only the United Church, in the Christian church in general, and involves a United Church person and someone that you can read about in this article. So please do read that. Thank you, Allison, for writing that, and we look forward to that. And speaking of Allison, Allison has an Emberwood update. I wanted to introduce you that way. That's so great.
Thank you, that was so sweet.
That big button will do it for you.
Well, hello, and hello online. Hi. I've got an Emberwood update for your affirming anniversary. So as you know, Emberwood is your outdoor initiative, your outdoor ministry, if you will. So just sort of a little recap on where we've come from. So we've been taking folks outside for 4 years now. We started just once a month, every full moon, queer and trans folks having a campfire. And now we do overnight retreats out of town and weekly offerings outside and inside. And this is thanks to you, SSUC. We are family. You've really supported us. This year, there was a big commitment, big financial support from SSUC, and that has really helped us grow, launch, pilot stuff, get more people involved. And we want to make sure you know you are involved. Now that we have that extra capacity and funding, we've been able to launch new stuff that you can be a part of. So there's stuff inside now. Ooh, how dare we? There's stuff for all ages now. We've got our families program for kids. We've got stuff that isn't just for queer and trans people. So maybe take a look and see what's fresh and what part calls to you and feels like something you might want to try. Or please, if you'd like to help us, spread the word, recommend what we do to your trans nephew or your friend or whoever you think this would fit for. So I want to show you some pictures. Yay. So here we are out at our 24-hour retreats. We teach people how to be alone for 24 hours in the backcountry. There's a big sessions leading up so that people feel comfortable going on the retreat. And we also do this in cabins as well. So we have one coming up in February called Lodge that if you want to have some alone time in a cabin in the cozy winter. Here we've got forest families. Now, forest families, I'm kind of weaving in some announcements here. The forest families that's going to be out of SSUC, your forest families, is this Saturday coming up. You can sign up on the website, and then we meet here and we play in the green space or maybe go down to the creek, depending on that group's mobility. So that'll be drop-in every Saturday, forest families. Pardon me, not every Saturday, every first Saturday of the month, which includes next Saturday. Here we are again out at Narrow Lake. This is the winter one where you get your own cabins. You can see the cute little cabins in the back. So if you want to come in February, you could have a cute little cabin to yourself to do your things. This is the full moon campfire. Here's another full moon campfire. Seems a little close, eh? Oh, and after people do their retreat, we take a picture right after. Way to go, you were 24 hours by yourself. We take like a grad photo right after, so take a look at these smiling faces, some that you'll recognize. So that's where Emberwood is at. We always want to see new folks try it out or answer your questions. So thanks so much for all that you are doing for young people, for queer people. Your project is really reaching into the community, so thank you so much. All right. I get the honor of introducing the next folks that are going to provide you with an update. So you probably know that you have, first of all, do you know you have a summer camp? Good, good. So the Little Kids Trans Camp, Camp Dragonfly, that you host and support, we'll have some new leadership. So you know that Zoe and I do that, and we're passing off the reins. As we do more Emberwood with SSUC, they're going to take over Dragonfly. So you may not recognize them, but they have been in this building countless hours, co-hosting, co-running camp with us, and now they're going to take the lead. So I'd like to introduce, to a round of applause, Kiana and Terry.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. We're really, really excited to be taking on the reins for this camp. It means a lot to us. And we want to just say a real quick thank you again to Allison and Zoe for 5 amazing years of building this and making it just a beautiful, amazing thing. And we're really just so blessed and just so honored to take that on and charge forward with it with everything we've got. So thank you so much.
So in case you do not know much about camp, it is a summer camp for transgender and gender creative kids aged 6 to 13. But it's really just a summer camp where kids of all abilities, all genders and sexualities, every kid can come and feel welcome and just have fun in a space that's made for them, which is maybe an opportunity that they don't always have. Yeah, it's really just about having fun, feeling affirmed, being able to explore themselves and celebrate who they are, just like at this wonderful church.
So as you can imagine, change is really hard. Now imagine being a young child and going through a change and not being able to see people like you in the community, not seeing people like you in books and movies, not seeing people like you, not knowing exactly what your space is in a community, in a place. So we create that space, that warm hug, and say, you are welcome here. We love you no matter how you present, no matter how you identify. You and you are lovely. My husband is trans, and that has been a big change for him. It's been a really difficult kind of journey because he grew up his entire childhood life thinking, I'm a little different, but I don't know why that is. Everything just feels a little off. And he said what he wouldn't give to be able to have this opportunity as a kid, to feel that belonging, that community, that love, and that support. It makes just an indescribable difference to have that. So for us to be able to take on Camp Dragonfly is really just, again, such a blessing and an honor. We're really excited to be that space for those kiddos.
So apart from all of your love and assistance, some specific things, church contributions that we have really appreciated in the past include helping subsidize camper fees, of course using this beautiful space, outdoor and indoor, as well as some help in the kitchen because we are a full weekend camp. We do 3 meals a day for the kids, and having that assistance in the kitchen, not just from, anybody, but from someone who's really there, showing up because they love and support those kids, because they are a part of this family and they're in their own space and they're choosing to be there, really makes a difference. Even though, you're in the kitchen, those kids really feel the love. So we've really appreciated those contributions in the past. And with our upcoming events, there's a few more things that we would love for you folks to get involved with.
So Winterfest is coming up on February 11th. That's our midway through the year, 6 more months until camp celebration, where we get everyone together and we say hey, how you doing? How excited are you for this summer? But it's also an opportunity for everybody, no matter what your walk of life is, to kind of come in, stop in, see what camp is about, and just kind of meet and intermingle a little bit. Is that a weird word to say? Intermingle? Anyway. So for this Winterfest, everyone's invited. We're going to be staying afterwards to do a little bit of chatting and sharing information about that. But we are looking for a couple of helping hands with Winterfest. Specifically, if someone wants to donate any treats or baking, we love to spoil our kiddos and our families with lots of goodies. So if anyone's interested in baking cookies or treats for Winterfest, that'd be great. As well as for camp itself this August. We're always looking for behind-the-scenes volunteers, whether that be in the kitchen or just general volunteers. Putting up posters, advertising, sharing the word sharing by word of mouth, putting up posters, things like that. And of course, monetary donations go really far because there's a lot of kids that, they struggle to be able to afford coming to camp. And as much as we can, we're trying to subsidize that and make sure that everyone can attend. So if anyone is willing to kind of help subsidize with that, that is highly appreciated, and we can chat after the session as well.
Perfect. So like Terry said, we'll be sticking around. We so look forward to chatting and meeting all the members of this amazing community and getting ready to share all that love with our kiddos. Thanks so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Octet, we're going to sing. Yes. I know.
It's because you're sitting over
Yes.
there. Okay, Jess, you're going to stand over here. Taking her along. Yeah, you might want to. Thank you.
There's been times that I wanted to lose myself, had to excuse myself from the truth. The hate, the hurt, the harm made me need to live a lie, made me die inside till I found you. We all know how lonely a life can be, and how low we can go when pushed down. If you knew how I long for somewhere to just belong, to feel safe, affirmed, to be strong, feels like home to me. This is home to me, welcomed, encouraged, and free, just to be. Feels like home to me, part of a family, working for justice and peace, equality. Feels like home to me.
One of the beautiful traditions we have on our Affirming Anniversary Sunday is hearing from people in the community, encouraging each other, affirming one another as they share their stories with us. And we have the beautiful privilege of hearing from 3 wonderful, beautiful people this morning. And the first of those are Wade and Steve. Wade and Steve are not here. They're in Palm Springs. And many of you may not know Wade and Steve very well. They're relatively new to us. They've come to us within the past year and have found, as they'll tell you, amazing and beautiful community with us. And so I hope that hearing a little bit of Wade and Steve's stories might encourage us to really want to get to know them when they get back in the spring. And so here's Wade and Steve.
Good morning. My name is Wade Garner. I'm sorry we're not able to be with you in person today in Edmonton, but we are enjoying the winter in Palm Springs, California. I'm happy to share a bit of my personal experience and history with you. I was born and raised in southern Alberta, Taber. I came from a very religious home with 4 brothers and 1 sister. My father always held positions of leadership in our church, and my mother was always very involved in the women's work at church. I was born with a love of music and was gifted with musical talent. I loved to play the piano and organ at church. I knew at a very young age that I was gay. Our church was very intolerant of gay people, and it was very uncomfortable for me to be there. As a young boy, going to church was not optional, because that is what we did in our family. I found solace through music, and I was able to develop my musical talents through my participation at church. Throughout my adult years, I have been able to play the piano and organ for various denominations, but most significantly with the Affirming United Church. In some of those affirming congregations, I have felt anything but affirmation. In some, I have felt silently and quietly accepted. In others, I have felt silently and quietly tolerated. But in all of them, I have developed friendships with very good people. Sometimes God works in very mysterious ways. Very early in my professional career as a verbatim stenographer, I had the privilege of working with Nancy Steeves in her professional capacity, and I learned of her love and compassion for people and her calmness. Nancy's influence was what led us to SSUC, where we have had the great opportunity to meet Chris and many other members of the congregation who, like Nancy, have really shown us what a true affirming church is. At SSUC, I don't feel tolerated or silently accepted, but I do feel affirmed in being able to participate fully and openly.
Hello, I'm Steve Bailey, Wade's partner. I'd also like to share a few words about my experience in coming to SSUC and what it has meant to me. Although my primary church background as a child was in the Baptist tradition, I've tried out various churches, religions, and philosophies over my lifetime. I just never found the right fit, although continued to feel there was somewhere out there that would feel right. While I embrace some ideas and teachings of Christianity and some other belief systems, it's not an all or nothing thing for me. When I have attended traditional Christian churches and activities, I have often felt like an observer, careful about what I say and how I say it, and felt that I would be chastised for not having the same unquestioning beliefs and fervor of fellow congregants. So when I have not participated with or agreed with certain elements of traditional services, I previously felt and sometimes experienced being judged or criticized. I first attended SSUC because I wanted to be supportive of Wade and because I thought, well, why not? Might as well give it a shot. Before I came here the first time, I looked through the website and I saw You are welcome exactly as you are. You don't have to be anything but yourself. Well, that sounded good, but would that hold true? And then the first thing I really heard at that first service was, we welcome all sizes, all ages, all colors, all cultures, all sexualities, all religions, or none. Wait, what? Really? That's okay? And then all types and all people. And then we sang a song that actually had the word gay in it, in a positive way. That was something I never experienced in a church. And then the people, so kind, so welcoming, and so positive. So this is the first time I have felt comfortable, relaxed, and authentically welcomed in a church. And my favorite part of every Sunday service is the beginning, when I hear and I believe how welcome I am every time.
Our next speaker is currently taking a deep breath. Many of you know and love Dara, and Dara was so gracious to agree to tell his story today. And so, Dara, the floor is yours. We're behind you. We're with you. Thank you, Dara.
Hello. Hopefully this goes well. I feel like I've already disassociated. My heart's like pumping lava and my fingers feel like ice, so this should be good. My name's Dara. Nickname is Dex. For a lot of you that knew me when I first came to this church, I was going by Dexter. Don't anymore. Pronouns are he, him. I first came to this church in January of 2016 because my friend Dylan had found this place first, actually, and he was getting baptized here, and he invited me to come. And I was hesitant for a couple of reasons. You know, I grew up in the Catholic school system, so I was like, I already know what church is about. You know, I just didn't really care that much. And I didn't know him that well, honestly. I thought it was too intimate of a thing to invite me to for only hanging out like 1 or 2 times. So it was, but honestly, Nancy being a lesbian was a huge sell. So I came and first thing I remember is like how many people I said hi to just in the lobby. Like the gentleman at the door that gave me a strong handshake, like 3 different ladies that all said hi, I think they were the greeters. and then the two people that I spoke to while putting my coat away. For the amount of social anxiety that I had at the time, it felt like I was going through waves of enemies before a boss battle. I very much don't feel like that anymore. You know, slowly but surely I got used to, you know, all the conversations, and it stopped being overwhelming after a while. This church has been a tremendous influence in my life and changed its trajectory quite significantly. Not only in making sure that I had a life, because at the time I was still living at home. I was very depressed, very survival mode. And the only options I really saw for myself were being dead by 18 or being an alcoholic. Yeah, it's quite blunt. But the amount of support and acceptance I've gotten here, and just the example that you guys all set, really helped me to see that there was more to life than what I had been currently experiencing. Like, I had never seen people just be so present in the moment and be so kind and open to each other. And as a trans person, I honestly procrastinated starting hormones because I had a lot of rage in me at that time, and I was terrified that if I put testosterone in my body that I would become what I feared, because I grew up with a very violent man. You know, it was pretty much my entire childhood, from ages 5 to like 14, that I was being beat quite regularly. So I didn't know that you could be a man and not be violent. That blew my mind when I saw so many men here that were just so sweet, so nice. You know, I actually learned, I had to learn to feel safe around men before I could learn to be safe being a man. And I shake it out. I think that's all I really want to say. I don't really want to get into a whole heck of a lot more, but basically, I have a life now, and I see a future myself that isn't just a big black void, because you guys have shown me that it was possible. So.
Dara, thank you. I know that this is hard for you to hear, but hear us all say that we love you.
You are comfort, and
For our nature moment today, on our affirming anniversary, I'd like to let you know just how gay nature is. So homosexual behavior like courting, mating, being partners, being parents together is found in swans, dolphins, ducks, penguins, bisons, vultures, pigeons, bats, more than 20 species of bats, elephants, giraffes, marmots, lions, monkeys, gorillas, sheep are really gay, hyenas, lizards, tortoises, dragonflies. In fact, scientists thought this list was getting too long to say each time, so they just summarize by saying, no species has been found in which homosexual behavior has not been shown to exist, with the exception of species that are asexual. So as for gender, monoecious plants, which have male and female flowers together in the same body on the same plant, they're all over. They're all over Edmonton. Birch trees, alders, white spruce, black spruce. And this sort of intersex way of being is the same for 60,000 species of animals. And there are animals that can change, that transition, like clownfish, eels, lots of species of fish. And of course, you know that the dad's seahorses carry the babies. 2,000 babies. That was... Okay, and I've got one more for you bisexual and pansexual folks out there. So bisexual flowers, they're also known as perfect flowers. So, let's take a breath. Your body, your gender, your sexuality, your way of being is found all throughout nature. And you are nature too. This is how you were made. So there. It's all good. Thanks.
I have an excerpt here from Right Now by Ralph S. Marston, Jr. Stop for a moment and calm your thoughts. Let go of your anxieties and look around you. What do you see? You see a world filled with possibilities. You see dreams being born, being nurtured, and being fulfilled. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, there is sorrow. Yes, there is violence and hatred. But more than these, there is love. There is goodness. There is joy. The future is uncertain, and that means there's no limit as to how beautiful and joyful you can make it. Yet, what you have is right now. Right now, you're in a position to create real, lasting, positive value in the world in which you live. How do you do that? By following your heart. By being the you that is really you. You may have wandered away from yourself. Now is the time to come home. You know in your heart the reason you're here. The pain you feel is that purpose, that reason for living as it constantly aches to break free. When it does, you'll be more alive than you ever could have imagined. Breathe in the beauty around you, the beauty and richness of being alive. It is your gift. It is your fortune. It is your blessing. It is yours to live, to experience, to fulfill right now.
stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for real glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hit my skin. We're far away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we become. Won't let them bring me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me. You know that I deserve your love. There's nothing on earth. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. The words wanna cut me down. Send a flood to drown them out. This is me.
I have a thought. More than one word. It's a phrase. There's a phrase, an idiom, a saying that I've always appreciated, and it's from strength to strength. I came across it recently. It generally means that something or someone is already doing well and expected then to do even better. Recently, I saw this article, and it was a publisher introducing a new author, and her publisher wrote this about her. She said, "Her skill on the page as a writer is remarkable, fresh, wise, so assured. She is that rare literary talent that will only grow from strength to strength." In fact, that phrase comes from the Bible. It comes from Psalm 87. Well, it's actually the English translation of Psalm 87, which talks about how Happiness comes to those who are faithfully traveling their spiritual path, whose heart is one with sacredness. Those people, they go from strength to strength, from heights to higher heights. And I find this inspiring because I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm doing something physical, like, I don't know, running on a treadmill or even working away at something that requires my concentration, I find myself going from strength to weakness. I start out real good. But I tank out after a while, get tired, slow down. But this wisdom is different than that kind of strength. This is the strength of the long term. This is the kind of strength that's been shown through consistent efforts, through unwavering commitment and passion, through hard work, persistence. This is the kind of strength, inner strength, strength that comes to us even if we feel we don't always have it. It's pictured and it's viewed through the zoomed out view. Reverse pinch your phone on your life. Zoom out. That's the kind of strength we're looking at. Sure, we feel tired, we feel weak, we feel anxious moment to moment, but zoom out. That's the kind of strength that we're talking about when we say we're going from strength to strength. So I'm going to spend this time today encouraging us as a community. Because what else would I do after the week that we've all had together? This community and one of our incredible strengths, our radical inclusivity, our caring welcome, our compassionate embrace, and affirming commitment. 24 years. 24. Yeah. 24 years of being a haven for those who haven't felt acceptance and needed it. With no strings, no requirements, no judgment. Soak that in. 24 years of being a place where spirituality and sexuality can go together because they're not kept apart. Where community and gender can be worked out and woven together, shared side by side with each other. Let that soak in. 24 years of being a place where past harms, spiritual abuse, exclusions, and narrow-mindedness of traditional church and religion can be healed. Let that soak in. And take to heart what Ralph Marston Jr. has written. Yes, there are challenges, sorrow, there's violence and hatred, but more than these, there is love. There is goodness, there is joy. And then my favorite little bit, the future is uncertain. And that means there's no limit as to how beautiful and joyful you can make it. So it is from strength to strength that we will go. The first word in that strength means that we're already strong. 24 years of doing this amazing, wonderful, important, crucial work in our world. That's the strength we've already got. But we're going from strength to strength. So let's feel and dream our way into the kind of impact that this strength can have in our community and in our city as we build upon it, because that's what we'll do. We'll build upon that strength. We are in a particular time and place where that kind of long practiced and well-tuned strength of being an affirming, open, and meaningful community that can practically raise folks because we are in a place that their home life couldn't provide. We are in a particular time and place where that meaningful community for the 2S LGBTQ community can reach even further, even deeper. The future is uncertain, and that means there's no limit as to how beautiful and joyful we can make it for those who need our affirming, loving, welcoming presence. So doesn't this city need our unwavering passion and commitment to inclusion? Doesn't Edmonton need our 24 years of experience in being a spiritual hub and centerpiece for hundreds to find healing, to find community, to find meaning? I see heads nodding. This is good. Don't the countless number of trans, lesbian, gay, asexual, two-spirit, intersex, non-binary, queer, questioning people that have written off spirituality within community need our experienced, patient, affirming love that we have to give, that we have to embrace people, that we have to companion people along the way for a short time or for long? Yes. That's the answer. Yes. 1,000,000 times. Yes. And we have it to give. I've seen us all in action. We have it to give. So dream with me. Let's go. Come on. Let's move into how we build upon what we've already done, from strength to strength. Build upon 24 years. That's nothing. Build upon that toward whatever beautiful and joyful tomorrow we can imagine. Before I met you, SSUC, the reputation I knew of you was the gayest church around. I'm serious. You didn't say that. Yes. That was just the word on the street. There's a ton more work to do, but there's no reason in the world that that can't still be true. There is no reason, do you hear me? There's no reason why that reputation, being the gayest church around, can't still be true. Because we are who we are. We're embraced just as we are. And that's our strength. We're going to build on that affirming commitment that we made 24 years ago, what that means to us, and we're going to build and share that with those who need it the most. So strength upon strength we're going to go. Embrace our strength. We've been doing it for so long, we maybe take it for granted. But the time to say, this is us, is now. We'll go together, strength upon strength, and with the colors of the rainbow alongside us, around our necks, wrapped around our waist, wherever we wear them. On our crowns, absolutely. And all that rainbow promises to the world is why we take it with us. So may it be so for us in so many ways. Into the next 24 we go. I sat down, but there's more to do. I'm used to trading off. I've been doing that for so long. It's someone else's turn, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, We absolutely must strengthen our intentions, because this is what we do when we pray. We strengthen our strengths. We go from here with the passion in our hearts, and if we put them on our lips, maybe it'll stick with us a little longer. It'll move to our feet that takes us from here. You know the drill. It's going to happen, and so we'll strengthen our intentions with the words before us. Let's say them together. The world is one. We are one. When one celebrates, we all celebrate. When one suffers, we all suffer. May we ever seek new ways to be support and encouragement for one another, affirming the work of each person. May we always celebrate the wonder and wisdom of our place, one among many, in this planet's natural diversity. May we discover everyday ways to honor the value and uniqueness of each person's experience, journey, and story, and stand against inclusion, prejudice, and hate. In the beauty of community and in our need for each other, we pray as those born of light. Amen. So it is time to move into what is our next strength. Take this light. We take it with us. And we take it into the world. We take it into our lives. But before that, we take it to have cake. And we celebrate. We celebrate that we are one in this light, in the lights that we all are. So let's take it with us and spread it around. Wow. Did I do that? Yes, go.